I had no family. I was given up and shipped off. Sleeping under a fucking house, trying to stay alive and be a normal kid. I was adopted by Turkish Muslim family. They just accepted me. I was mentally fucked and I didn't know where I was going to go and what I was going to do. No kid should face that. No kid should ever go through that. I'm riddled with anxiety and panic, thinking I was dying every 5 seconds. The second you lose control of your breathing by a microsecond, your whole body composition changes. Use anxiety as a vessel to fucking guide you, keep you safe. I'm a mental soldier, you know, I call myself a mental midget. The chaos maker. Just keep laughing, bro, because if you're laughing, you ain't going to kill yourself. But there's a bit of tough love to mental health, and that is get in the mirror and look at yourself. There's so much we're missing out on, being lied to. I march to the beat of my own drum, bro. It's your boy Irish, aka Medicated TV, aka the loner, stoner, with a boner, sicker than corona, higher than a kangaroo's skip, more baked than a koala's shit. I want to give people, the whole world, just another way to look, so you don't fucking worry about it. Time is the ruler of absolute everything. It's time to reset your brains. You've got to get it right. You've got to understand life's not the same anymore, and you were made no promises. When you were born into this world.
Before we jump into today's episode, I have a small favor to ask from you. If you've gotten any value from any of the podcasts, any of the content that I have put out, please hit the subscribe button. It honestly helps me so much. It helps this channel in growing. And as you've seen, as the channel grows, the guests get bigger and better, which means I can provide more knowledge and more value to you, the listener. Thank you and enjoy today's episode. Mr. Irish Wick, thank you for jumping on the podcast, bro. This is... You sent me a message a week ago.
Yep.
And that intro, which I'll get you to do in a second, I'm playing it and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I showed my missus and she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm curious. I need to get this guy on. I need to speak to him. I need to dive into his story because just from that one voice message, I'm like, I'm hooked. I'm interested.
You're a blessing, bro. Hey, thank you so much for having me. You know, as you can see, it's your boy Irish sitting here, and it wouldn't be the same. If I don't give you my intro and I don't give you your fans my intro, they'll never understand where this started. It's your boy Irish, aka Medicated TV, aka the loner, stoner, with a boner, sicker than corona, higher than a kangaroo's skip, more baked than a koala's shit, bro. We're at it, back at it, medicated and dedicated, down under where we hit them like thunder, 24/7. We're back at it, and we're here with my broski. Let's get a fucking podcast.
No, bro. Shit.
That's how we start the show, and the energy goes up straight away, you know, because, you know, I know this show's about mental health, and I know it's important to the people. The whole world's like getting their ass kicked at the moment, so I'm not going to let that happen. I'm a completely different person. You see me off camera, you know, I have anxiety. If anyone doesn't know me, that anyone does know me, they know I'm riddled with anxiety and panic. But for today, we fight. When we're on camera, when you're in front of the world, you got to fight, and that's my message. That's how I'm going to start this whole message, you know, for your whole episode.
How'd you feel coming in today? Because it's a small world. When you sent me a message, it's like, I'm in Penrith too. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. Bro, okay, so for the viewers, right, I live less than 3 minutes from this man, and we're from the Riff, like we're from the area, and to have, he's got an amazing studio. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. Make sure you check it all out. It's fucking cool, lads. Way better than mine. And we're 5 minutes away. We do the same stuff, and I was like, bro, who's this guy? Like, I was mentally struggling and I was typing in mental health and bang, your page popped up. I'm like, I'm messaging this. I must have needed to see you. You know what I mean? It was like a sign of God.
It's all aligned, man.
It's all aligned. Everything, I believe that too. You know, you manifest shit, you talk about it, you go hard, and you just don't let anyone distract you from what you need to do. You know what I mean?
And I love your take. You mentioned like this is a mental health podcast, right? But it doesn't have to be all serious. I love your take when it's humor. Like, we can have humor, we can have fun about it, because that's why people don't speak about it, because it is so serious and there's such a stigma around it. Like, why can't we fucking open up and have fun with it?
100%. This is, you know, if you've ever checked out any of my content, you know, Medicated TV, I'll plug myself, Medicated TV, Irish Wick Legit on Instagram, you'll see that I'm a mental soldier. You know, I call myself a mental midget. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a struggler in unproportionate levels. You know, when we get into the podcast, we talk about, you know, where I came from and what's happened to me and what's, you know, turned me into this monster that is today, the chaos maker. You'll see that to become the first legal cannabis patient and then go from pharmaceuticals, I was on, you know, a lot of pharmaceuticals, to go to cannabis, and then cannabis is always a funny drug anyway. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was ever a violent drug. It was never a gateway drug. It was just always chill out, man. You know, cowabunga, dude.
Yeah, like a soda drug.
Yeah. So when I realized I was mentally fucked and I didn't know where I was going to go and what I was going to do, I was like, okay, over to cannabis. Came over, obviously got a lot of help from pharmacies. My friend here at Kingswood, Adam, you might know Adam from Kingswood Compound Pharmacy. Well, he's one of my brothers. He was like sitting there, he made me go over. As soon as I got over and I quit the pharmaceutical game, and we'll get into more detail about that, just went straight to cannabis. I've never been a drug user, never used cocaine in my life, never used speed, never used ecstasy, never used any kind of drug in my life, too scared. That cannabis hit me, it opened up a portal in my brain. It was like it hit a funny bone. And I was like, holy shit, I can actually be a mental wreck here and laugh through this. And I can actually laugh with a bunch of other crazy people who are going through the same shit. As long as we can laugh together, we'll heal. If it doesn't matter if you're laughing at me, beside me, with me, behind me, I don't care. Just keep laughing, bro. Because if you're laughing, you ain't going to kill yourself.
Touche.
Right? Patch Adams, unfortunately, he got murked at the end, but you know what I mean? Or no, did he get murked? No, the chick got murked.
Now you've brought us some beautiful goods here.
I've got you rattled. See, everyone knows the chaos maker. When I come in, you don't know enough about me because you'll learn everything. And he's like, shit, bro. Like I usually know. And I'm like, no, baby, we're doing it this way today. We're gonna do it. We're gonna keep it the chaos way. I did bring you in some edibles.
Let's have it.
You look nervous as hell.
I'll be honest. I'm nervous. I've never done weed, anything like that in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Never. So you're not a drinker?
I've drunk when I was younger.
Socially mucking around.
Yeah, socially mucking around, but I was like, this doesn't benefit me. I was sick the next day. What's the point?
Yep.
And growing up, I was an athlete, so I was like, nah, health, fitness, that was my life.
Yep.
Never touched the drugs, alcohol. I have mentioned before in the podcast, I did go down the path of steroids.
Yep.
That was insecurities, thinking that I needed it to get to the next level in sport. Didn't quite work out. That's
hey, I'm a big fan of steroids. I'm not even gonna lie. What's the, there's no major benefit from steroids, and like performance enhancing steroids are made. They're a complex, for example, growth hormone, complex amino acid, bro. If you use those amino acids correctly, you'll get the same growth. They're just formulating the system in a chemical way to make it better in your body.
That's it.
I'm not adverse to steroid use at all.
I think it's your intentions behind it.
Correct.
If you're taking it to try and feed insecurity,
yep.
Like, why are you doing that? Like, you got to deal with that insecurity first.
100%. Something that I did learn along my journeys and along my mental health thing was steroids. Sorry to interrupt, and I'll let you go on about it, but steroids actually can help and does improve a lot of things. Male libido, and with an improvement from male libido, you have an improvement from mental health. They start feeling like a man again. You know what I mean? So there is, as long as you're not jacking yourself to try and become, Ronnie Coleman, Mr. Olympia, like I'll tell you straight up, I don't mind a bit of like low dose testosterone to keep me going. Every man should be on it.
Especially when you get to old age, because how old are you?
I'm old now, bro. I'm 39 now.
Not that old.
It's fucking bad. It's getting real bad now. I'm starting to feel it. Sorry, go on. I didn't mean to cut you off. You're an athlete.
Yeah, athlete. So I went down the path of taking steroids, thinking that I needed to get to the next level. Didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
All it did was just create more and more insecurities. Then I got off gear. Didn't do the appropriate thing to get off it.
Yep.
Ended up getting, what gyno is.
Yeah, you got bitch tits.
Just in one side.
Yep.
So then that created another insecurity. Then for 2 weeks, I was absolutely crashed because I had no test in me.
That's a bad one.
Felt like I was going to die.
Yep.
And then, I never touched the shit again.
Wow. Have you gone and done more clinical research into your testosterone post?
No, I haven't.
It's probably worth doing. Blood tests and everything. People don't know this as well. We're going to learn so much about mental health from a crazy point of view. If anyone knows mental health and has panic, anxiety, any kind of that, I guarantee you've all sat in the doctor's surgery more times than you should have, telling them you're going to die. Right? Pretty much. I go in there I used to go in there 5 times a year and get 5 blood tests, right? I was thinking I was dying every 5 seconds. Now I just go once a year. But if you ask the right question to the doctors now, because this is modern medicine, you got to understand we were lied to. If anyone's got AI now, have you been catching into the AI? Have you seen the doctor?
No, I haven't.
There's an AI doctor. You can type in, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm this years old. This. I always feel like this. I have these kind of conditions 24/7. Blah, blah, blah. I used to take testosterone back when I was this age and this year, and I'm do the full thing. Just talk to it like you're literally typing a script. Please write me a diagnosis. Please write me a treatment plan. Please write me blah, 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 blah. ChatGPT, Merlin I use. Whole treatment plan. What's wrong with you? What could be wrong with you? Chronologically, every single piece of you with the treatment plan, including testosterone.
What's your take on that, though? Do you think people should follow that stuff?
Absolutely. 100%.
Why is that?
Because I'm not saying I don't trust doctors. What I don't trust is the house that it was built on. You know, it's like religion. I don't trust religion because God is great. God is real. Planet, look at the universe. We were made to look at the stars outside. We weren't made to be in a box worshipping something that doesn't change our lives, right? Like the pharmaceutical game, it's a blanket approach to everything. If you go into a doctor and say, I've got the flu, here's some antibiotics. It's not how the game works. If you have cancer and you need chemotherapy, what people haven't told you, and we've been lied to our whole life, is there's not, in Australia, go on, if anyone's watching here and you get a time and you want to fact check me, get on there and check how many types of different chemotherapy we have available under the government system. So if you walk in with cancer and they start treating you through the government, see how many chemotherapy type of drugs we have. You probably see there's 5 or 6 at max. There's hundreds of chemotherapy drugs. And if you get the actual cancer, the right one diagnosed, there is a perfect chemotherapy for it. You don't lose your hair. You don't get sick. It's actual proper treatment. But we can't afford that. The government has a budget and they say, well, we can't afford that. We can only afford these. So everyone just gets a blanket treatment. That's why I don't trust it. Because if you can walk into a doctor and say, I've got the flu, and he goes, here's some antibiotics, bro. And I walk in right behind you, I've got the flu, and he hands me antibiotics. Mate, our body genetics are not the same. They're not the same, not in any way, shape or form. So how can we have the same drug?
I agree with that because when my daughter was sick, she was sick for a couple of months period, like when she first started daycare.
Yep.
We took to the doctor and he didn't even look at her. He just goes, here, I prescribe her this. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not coming back to you ever again.
Yes.
Because they obviously get some sort of rebound or something just from prescribing shit.
There's always this is the whole problem with the game. There's always a plugged. That's why Xanax and fentanyl, this shit went out of control because they're getting rebates from Pfizer and whoever else is doing this. You know what I mean? Look, again, we can't blame them because it's a business. Otherwise, there'd be no drugs. You know what I mean? Yeah. We can't sit here and say, fuck pharmaceutical altogether because there's drugs out there that have saved your mum, your grandmother, your auntie. You know what I mean? There is drugs that work.
There's a time and place for it.
Yes. However, what we've got to notice is that don't take a blanket approach, do your own research. Get 4 or 5 opinions. That's why we have Medicare. Go get 3 or 4 opinions. Go see 3 or 4 doctors. It's a silly blanket approach they do to everything, same as mental health. How many of you viewers that are watching, obviously a lot of people haven't, how many of you guys have been prescribed antidepressants? Let me throw a few out there. Say Lovan, Arapax, fucking Xanax, Valium. Nearly every single one of us with it have had that. Not the same. I might have a childhood-related trauma. You might have an adult-related trauma. I don't need Valium for a child-related trauma. I need therapy.
Yes.
You need Valium now as an adult trauma because it's just happened. You're dealing with it right now. Make sense?
Yeah.
Hence why I believe that I'm not the ultimate fan of AI because I've got a few issues I want to sort out with them. We'll get into that theory as well later. But the point is that, I think that you'll get a more comprehensive search if you do it yourself. And I've come up with a treatment plan, including NAD drips. People probably don't know about NAD drips. Look that shit up. People don't know about, intravenous, supplementing. They don't know about low-dose testosterone. They don't know about microdosing sort of stuff. There's so much we're missing out on. We've been lied to.
You sound like a man with so much time on your hands, which is why you do the research that you do. And I think that is great because as a society, we're caught up in the rat race of going to work that we actually don't have time to research our health, research what's actually happening in this world, and just continue the cycle, which is why we continue to get sick.
100%. If you don't, what's more important to everyone? What's the most important thing to you guys? Is it time or money? Because you can't get more time. Now, if you don't focus, if you want time, if time is your priority, which it is for me, then I've got to put my money into my health. Okay, now, if money's my priority, then I'll put it into business. Make sense? Right now, I'm fully invested into myself. I'll show you. Let's let's go back to these.
Yeah.
So we shout out my brother Rhinosaurus, right? Rhino, you're a legend. we always dabble in the fine culinary arts of the flower. And as your first legal flower patient in Australia, I'm trying to keep the algorithm clean, guys, so you don't get banned. I'm trying to keep his views up. We thought we'd have an edible. You've never had one.
No, I haven't.
So this is 25 milligrams of THC in a cola-infused gummy.
Okay.
Amazing. You use THC to distill it. So it's just a pure, no-flavoured, essential, it's like a flower, a powder. They form it into it, and then he puts it into gelatin and the lolly and makes it delicious.
So THC, you don't get high off that, eh?
So you do get high off THC, but again, through when you take it as an edible, it goes through the liver.
Yeah, okay.
So when it goes through the liver, you don't get that absorption rate you do through other methods of inhaling it.
Yeah.
So if you take one of these, like you just, bro, we take it now. We've been going for a couple of minutes down the hatch.
Yeah.
You game for the first time.
I want to do half though.
You do half, all right? I'll do the full thing.
That's good.
See, this is the problem. They're addictive and stoners. Did I put pot in that? Shit, I better put a bit more in. Lollies. Oh shit, did I put pot in that? Better put a bit more pot in it. Next minute, you got 10,000 milligram monster on your hands. Yeah. That's the best.
So I reckon this is going to hit me pretty quick.
Nah, half an hour. How long do these shows usually go for?
Anywhere up to an hour and a half or something.
You'll feel it by the end.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on him, guys. Hey.
So
watch those eyes.
I'm going to be mellowed out, bro.
Have you got a pair of sunnies?
Nah.
Oh, you're going to need a pair of sunnies by the end of this. The brights, man. The latest look bright. If you want to know what's in it, it's mostly Maui Wowie, but it's got some Labrador in it, man. Shout out Tommy Chong.
So our Irish, what does the listeners need to know about yourself to better understand the man that fucking sits in front of us today?
Right. So I'm still sitting here as a mystery, as a chaos maker with a crazy intro, right? All right. So what you guys need to know about me is my name is Irish Wick.
It is actually Irish Wick. He showed me his driver's license.
You can just Google it. On every fucking podcast, right? Look, if I have mental health and I have bad mental health, I'm the first legal flower patient, medicinal flower patient, if you know what we're talking about, in Australia. Obviously, I've been through some shit. So
where do we start?
I think we kick it off. If you want to kick it off, I think we may as well just kick it off. We're young. So let's start down when we were, when shit got real for me, when I was come out of a home where I was, abandoned. I have no family. And how I got the name was I was adopted by Turkish Muslim family down in Wollongong. Ben said he took Sevilla from my family, my brother, my Mustafa, Erkan, all my family, the Kojaks. I love you to death. You saved my life. Basically, I was institutionalized because I had no family. I was given up and shipped off. And this is where you put in the effects music, dude. You know what I mean? No. This is where I was shipped off and I went into a pretty nasty place. Anyone knows when you don't have a family, you're shipped off to a home, especially a Catholic home, some pretty dark shit can happen. So I wasn't a big fan of that place and I ran away when I was in year 9 and I came straight to the streets of Wollongong. I had no family. I actually went down to my old home in Nowra, ironically, and broke into my old house. There's no one home and it wasn't my house anymore. Literally, it was for a 12-year-old child, that was fucking traumatic. And I decided, I'm in a bit of trouble. So I migrated north up to Wollongong. I don't know how, just made my way up, had my bag with me. Still had a few contacts that I could ring. Couldn't really make a landing for myself with anyone, any connection with my family, my biologicals or anything like that. So I kind of just fell through a safety net. And the safety net is what we'll get into at the back end of this show, is, how I've come out of this and what I'm doing afterwards. But I fell through a massive safety net. The world just forgot about me. Your boy Irish just became a ghost. And when you don't have a family, you don't have a birth certificate, you don't have fucking nothing, you're just running around, just dirty little kid. I had to get somewhere to sleep. So I started sleeping under a house in Barrack Heights. And it was fucking terrible. I was homeless. I was young. I was abandoned. I was, been through way too much than I should have already been through. Mixed up in the head, didn't know what was going on. Sleeping under a fucking house and still trying to fucking stay alive and be a normal kid. I don't know what the fuck and how my brain operated, but I wake up in the morning, no shower, under the house, the house on stilts. I used to sneak down the side of this house and just crawl under the little manhole. In dirt. I just slept in dirt, but it was warm. And I did that. I was doing it for a few weeks, and then school started. I was like, fuck, maybe I should go to school. I can have a shower. I can do something. So I just actually turned up to school on the first day, unenrolled. I turned up to school and hung around, and obviously it was a bit weird. So I left, went over to the, mixed business and the fish and chip shop, played the pennies and, did all that stuff. As I was walking back home, there was a guy behind me, and he seen me jump the fence. And he was like, oi. Turned around, it was my brother Mustafa. So what are you doing? I said, oh, I live here. He's like, oh, you live at that house? I'm like, oh no, I'm homeless. I live under the house. And anyone who knows Turkey, anyone knows the real Muslim family, the real Muslims in this world, they're actually the most beautiful humans. They're not violent criminals. They're not terrorists and none of that stuff. They're actually the most caring, understanding people on this planet. And Muzi went straight up to his house, spoke to his dad. Next minute, he's come down, calling out to me, whistling to me, and I've come out. And he's like, come here. Took me up to his house, sat down, never left. Yeah.
And how does that make you feel, like going from sleeping under a house to then someone actually going, I guess, seeing you for who you are? I'm like, okay, come into our house.
I'm just forever grateful because, like no kid should face that. No kid should ever go through that. And to know that a strange family took me in and actually gave a fuck was something that I'm getting emotional now.
I feel it, yeah.
I have children, Sure, you're going to have children, your friends have got children, your viewers have got children. Fuck, mate, you shouldn't have to go through that. And for a strange family to take me in, Kojaks, I owe them my life. You know what I mean? I actually owe them my life. It was to know that someone actually gave a fuck was all I needed. Because that's half us that are struggling. We're going through it. We think we're going through it alone. We're not. Every single problem you've got, someone else has got. And you just need to find that person who can make you say, bro, it's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Here's some food. Here's some clothes. Here's a shower. Don't worry about it. From there, me and Muzi, we were like this. Still to this day, even though he lives in Darwin now, he's my brother to the death. And I'll die for him and he'll die for me. And I got out of there. Me and Muzi, we ran the show. We were two young hooligans, 14 years old. And I was, a lot of people know I was the biggest car thief you probably ever met at the age of 14. I don't even want to say the number. I'd done so many underage crimes to make people not lose money, if that makes sense, on their vehicles. It's scary. I did so many things. We had a rule that we would never hurt anyone, never affect anyone. We weren't violent criminals. We were just trying to survive. I was trying to stay off the streets. You know what I mean? By getting onto the streets to get off the streets.
Yeah.
And so we got out of there, and next thing it's your boy Irish is running around Wollongong, living his sort of a normal somewhat of a life. You know what I mean? Like I've got a brother, I've got a big brother, Erkin. We have a kebab van. Things are fucking looking good. And then a year later, I move out. They give me money. They set me up. They're like, you know what I mean? We want you to be on your own. This is uncomfortable because, they all still wear their headcloths,
Yeah, I was going to say, how would that be? You're not Muslim, but you're living in a Muslim household.
Yeah. It was, look, they accepted me. This is the thing. That's why I love them to death. They accepted me with open arms. Fatima, all of them, every single one of them, Bulan, every single one of them I love to death. Like they just accepted me, warts and all. But I could see it in their head that they didn't mind like that. At the end, like they wouldn't wear the scarf around me and stuff. They were fine. But I could see that they wanted me to pick myself up, and they're hard love too. They're not going to carry you through your whole life. They're not going to give you an income. They're going to just give you a shot. And that's all I needed.
They're going to take you so far, and then you have to do the rest.
Yeah. So they gave me a shot. They set me up. Me and Muzi obviously grinded the streets and made some money, and I ended up getting a granny flat. And in West Dapto in Brownsville. And into the next traumatic story. I moved into a granny flat in West Dapto in Brownsville, and I was living at the back there, and I just got an ab study, and I'd just gotten some money coming in. Just started to get on my feet, and I was living behind a mixed business. And the owner of the shop's name was David O'Hearn. Coming from the past I'd come from, I was a violent was not wrong. I was an angry motherfucker, right? I was an angry kid.
So you should be, everything that happened.
Yep. And I had the power of the Turkish Ottoman Empire behind me. You know, it makes sense. When you live in Wollongong, it's little Turkey. You don't make no mistake about it. Don't ever fuck with Wollongong because they all have kebab bands and big knives. So simple. And I had the power of the Ottoman Empire behind me. And it felt like the power of God. Like, honestly, it felt like the most powerful thing ever to be independent out there. And I moved into there and I thought I was set. And, you know, I still used to do the usual things as a kid, you know, go into the corner store, you know, David, can I just get some Devon? Can I just get some bread? You know, tick it up.
Yep.
Yeah, no dramas. And this story has never been told, by the way. So you're getting it. I'm not going to tell the full story because Joe Rogan, I'm coming. We're going to change the Australian landscape forever. I ticked up some food and ticked up some stuff, and the shop owner, his name was David O'Hearn. He came and knocked on my door and asked me, he said, "Oh, Irish, you know, you owe some money. I was just wondering if I collect it." And I said, "David, I don't have your money." To be honest, I'll tell the truth. I said, "David, what money? What are you talking about? I don't owe you nothing." Trying to get out of it. He's like, no, you got this and this and this. I've got the logbook here. And I said, "I don't have any money." And he said, "Look, if you don't have any money, you know, there's other ways we can work it out." I don't play those games. So I fucking launched him through the door and I beat the fucking cunt out of him. Absolutely fucking annihilated him. The following week, David O'Hearn was found murdered in his apartment. He was beheaded, had his dick cut off and his guts torn open and blood written all over the wall. And I was, at the same time, because I was getting ab study, I was attending a TAFE and doing a computer course. I was with a friend of mine, Petrus, and mucking around just a week before that. The former Lord Mayor of Wollongong, Frank Arkell, was murdered. Same way. And I put on a post-it note, mucking around to my mate. I said, "Oh, why'd you kill Frank Arkell? He was your boyfriend." Everyone knew that Frank Arkell was a fucking pedophile. You know, like he was just a disgusting man, right? Everyone from Wollongong kind of knew. And I wrote on the note, you know, why'd you kill your boyfriend? You know, from the ghost. And I put it on a sticky note and I put it in his fucking CD drive and I closed it. I didn't think nothing of it. We left. Next day I was down at the basketball courts in Wollongong, in Warilla, and Mount Warrigal fucking primary school to be exact. We had Brett Lee, the cricketer. Brett Lee, Shane, they used to always come down and play. I was a lot younger than them. And we were playing basketball, and all of a sudden, where it is, there's a bunch of shops here and there's an alleyway here and it's in a school. All these cars started pulling up. We're sitting there shooting hoops. I was a really good basketballer, you know, almost probably could have played like an NBL if I just stuck to it. Cars pulled up and jumped out, guns drawn. Irish, looking for Irish. Who's it? Where's Irish? Irish. Guns drawn. I'm fucking holding the basketball. I dropped the basketball. I shit myself. Hit the deck. They come up. "You're coming with us." What the fuck have I done? Like, I've done a million crimes. Like,
how old were you at this time?
I think I was 14, 15 at the oldest.
15, you have a bunch of cops coming at you with guns.
Guns drawn, bro. Muzzy was there. Everyone was there. The only guy that wasn't there was Petrus, the guy I put the note in, because they went to his house first. And then he told them we were here. That's how we found out later. They found us. But they came in and, arrested me, and not arrested me. They, put the guns away, dragged me down the fucking car, just me alone. Like, where are your parents? I'm like, I don't have any. Like, who's your carers? I said, I don't have any. I live by myself. Like, yeah, we know. Why are you fucking asking me then? Like, come with us. They took me down to the cop shop and decided to throw a folder in front of me of chopped up body of fucking David O'Hearn. The guy I lived behind got murdered viciously. You can look this up on YouTube, Australian true crime documentaries. He was murdered a week later. And that note that I wrote, blah, 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 made me look like the prime fucking suspect. So I had to look at, as a 14, 15-year-old kid, I had to stare at these fucking photos of what I'd seen, and it messed me up really, really bad.
They're still in your head now?
I blink and see them, but then the worst part is that these motherfuckers took me there to the crime scene. I had no guardianship, and I had nothing, and they took me there, and they pushed me into it, and they tried to get me to sign a piece of paper so they can get my fingerprints. They were full trying to stitch me up. None of this shit you see on the documentary. None of it. It's the biggest load of shit I've seen in that documentary in my life. How they fucking came up with that fucking thing. They left out so much of that story where they harassed my friends, they harassed my family, they harassed all my fucking, like Mustafa, they harassed all of us. We never got off the fucking hook. They never took their eyes off us since that point. And yeah, I had to see some shit that I can't unsee. You know what I mean? And to do that as a minor, fuck you, New South Wales Police. You're half the reason I got this mental health. And your time is coming. Wait for Joe Rogan. I promise you on God. That's just a part of it there. Another story. That went through, they harassed the fuck out of me through that whole hearing. I'm a fucking minor. I've got no parents, I just got my brother, and we're just, you know what I mean? We're just out of control, just doing our thing. It was a fucking nightmare. Got through that. And you want me to keep going on with the story? There is that this like I said to him, bro, this is a twist and turn. We're not even out. Just remember, I'm not even in my 18 yet. I'm not even legal.
Yeah, wow. All this happened at 15 years old.
Yeah, I'm still facing it today. Like, still fucking dealing with this shit in my head. Then let's go to the next story. So after that, back on my feet again. Just turned 18, going out, starting the fucking party. Your boy Irish comes out of the fucking hotel, the Illawarra Hotel, across the road in Wollongong, heads across this. There was a convenience store there. There was this bunch of guys and girls in there giving the old lady a hard time on the counter, Aboriginal lady. I just said, just go easy. Like, come on, guys. Like, we're all drunk. Night's over. They're like, fuck, shut the fuck up. Whatever. Go over the drink, grab a Powerade out of the fridge. I walk up and they're still like barking at this chick, and there was a girl there who's she's always been a lippy. There's always that one drunk white girl just being too lippy. That was her. And I just walked up, I thought, fuck these cunts. I just grabbed the drink, I just sort of pushed through them. I said, I just want to get this quickly, here's the money. And I just felt a push like this from this side, and a push like this from this side, and then someone like hit me in the back of the head. Like, they
yeah.
As I turned, I went, what the fuck? I said, just get out of here. And I just felt something hit me in the guts. I was like, oh, what, did you just punch me? And then next minute, they're on me. And all I was feeling, like, your punches don't really hurt that much. It's kind of just, you're just getting knocked around a little bit. You saw kind of too much going on. Kept feeling this fucking, like, it was like he was hitting me with a sledgehammer in the guts. Oh, fuck. We end up dragging outside. We get outside the convenience store, and I'm fucking, this chick grabs me behind, she fucking scratches me like this. I turn around, I just grabbed her by the hair and I just threw her on the ground. I'm like, fuck you. I grabbed the guy in front of me and I just fucking headbutted him. I'm getting beat the shit out of me, right? I'm not winning this fight. Do not think for 1 second I'm a fighter. I'm getting fucked up, but I'm getting my shots in where I can. I'm just trying to I'm essentially, in a fight, you're trying to get people.
Yeah.
Right, so that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm like, every single time I feel like I'm winded and I haven't even done anything yet. You know what I mean? I'm just in a scuffle. And then I grabbed this guy and I just headbutted him. That's all the main one I remember. I just headbutted him, and he sort of staggered back and then hit the ground on his ass. And these two guys and the chick, they all just sort of went like this and they went like that and they started moving back. And I was like, and I didn't know what was going on, and I started shaking. I looked at my hands and I was just like, it was like this. And I was like, fuck, and I looked down and I was just like, it looked like fucking, there was blood coming out everywhere. And I just looked and I went, I'm going to fucking die. I lifted up my shirt like this, and that's the scar. Show you.
Yeah, I can see. Wow.
Yeah, I had a pencil sticking out of here.
Pencil?
A fucking pencil. Half a pencil. What's happened is I've ended up being stabbed fucking 19, 21 fucking, oh God, it was over 15 wounds they counted. I think they said it was 19. The fourth one hit me here and it catched on my rib and it snapped the pencil. So pencils are sharp, right?
Yeah.
Till you snap them and then just a blunt. Every hit after that was in my chest. One force and going.
Yeah.
I was just pissing blood. I'll show you after the show. I'll show you. It's all paper mache. It's fucking, yeah. So I was all just pissing out blood from my lower organs and they just stepped back and they're like, fuck. I remember like a movie set, flashes of like I'm dying, like you go in and out and you get flashed and it's like cold but you're hot. I can't describe it to people. It's like a cold, hot feeling and adrenaline and all kinds of weird shit. I somehow got through that. Thank God the pencil snapped off. Thank fucking God the pencil snapped off. Because I wouldn't have made it. They would have gone straight through me. You know what I mean? Another traumatic event. I survived. On the next one?
Holy shit. Did you think you were going to die when you got stabbed?
Yes. Yeah, I actually said it. I remember. And then I was looking, I said, I'm going to die. And I was like shaking, felt it all coming. And you feel like your head's flushing. I was just like, I remember hitting the knees and they stepped back and then they scattered. I have partial memory of being in a trolley. Don't know fucking what that was. And then going into the hospital. I just bits and pieces I have, and then coming to I was all right. I was just in pain. I thought I was going to die. Afterwards, I knew I was fine.
Yeah.
Like they told me it was like very light stabbings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck that is. So that's that trauma. Now I'm only just turned 18. You ready for that? What happened to me at 19?
I don't know. Am I?
Let's go. So Splash's nightclub. All the boys are there. All the boys are witnesses. Mustafa again. All my family. All my family. Mustafa and Erkin, everyone. We went to Splash's nightclub. It was a poppin' nightclub. The early 2000s. Come out of there, had a great night, drunk as shit, walking down to the car park. Me, as people don't know me, they know I don't walk in a group. I walk by myself. I walk with my head up and my chin out. I'm fucking, you know what I mean? I'm not afraid. You know what I mean? See too much. I'm going down the car, see you down there. Start walking down the pathway, fucking bunch of Asian guys stand there. And like there's a small gap between them, and I'm just like, I sort of, you tuck your shoulders in and put your head down. As I did that, this guy turned around and leaned his shoulder into me and shouldered me like that. Come on, bro. Relax. And I started walking again. The guy, he grabbed me on the shoulder, spun me around, had a gun to my fucking head. They were triads. There was a mad drug epidemic back in the fucking early 90s. It started, it ran through to the fucking early 2000s. They fucking... Yeah, it's kind of this silver revolver fucking straight at my fucking head. And I was drunk as shit. I went, fuck off. And went, like that. Loudest bang I've ever heard in my fucking life. Scar tissue across my fucking eye. Couldn't see out of that eye for fucking ages. It was just scar tissue. It was, the bullet didn't hit me, nothing hit me. It was just pure force. Pulled my eye open.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's half the reason why everyone seems to be wearing sunnies. So there's no issue with I'll show you this. I'll show you the photos afterwards. It's pretty cool. But it's just like, yeah, it just gets a bit twitchy, and I got like, it's hard to describe. That's why I wear sunnies. But that's another issue. Again, that was just 18 years old, 19 years old in Wollongong. Then it just continued on from there. We got run out of the fucking town by the cops in 2003. Cops literally pulled me and my brother up, Mustafa, literally trapped us in our cars, drawn guns and said, if you don't leave, you're gone. We're going to either lock you up or we're going to fucking put you in a box. Bad enough. Out of Wollongong we went.
And then did you land in Penrith then?
And I came straight here, 2003. 2003. Came here.
Why Penrith?
Again, I'm an Irish fucking gypsy. I marched to the beat of my own drum, bro. I wanted a new start. I had to get out. Wollongong was... I love Wollongong. I love my people. I love my fucking Turks, my fucking Macedonians, my family down there. Everyone, every motherfucker down there, I love them to death, but they know. Still this day, they go, if you were stayed here, you'd be dead or in jail. You know what I mean? When they hear I was still alive, they spin out. That's how crazy this is. So I came up here in 2003. I thought I didn't know nobody, didn't want to know nobody. I'm going to start a fucking empire. I'm going to build an empire. I'm going to start my life over. No excuses, no handouts, no help, no friends, no gangsters, no street talk. I'm going to be a fucking vulnerable fucking sheep in this fucking game. I heard Marital was hard, so I moved to fucking St Mary's. Close place I could get.
Wow. And then that's where your life kind of took a turn for the best, would you say? Or
well, look, if you've been through enough, you've had enough, you're never going to get away from the game, right? No matter how sick people think they are, they love it. You know, people love drama, hence why they're always involved in it, right?
Do you still love drama now?
I never did like drama. Me and the boys, we have a saying, it's called ride the lightning. You know what I mean? When you're driving your car and the fuel's on empty, fuck it, drive another 30 minutes. Ride the lightning, baby. Take that risk. You know what I mean? That's we're chaos makers, showstoppers. You know what I mean? So I never was going to get away from the hustle and the street kid that I was. But I came up here with a new intention to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Not do stupid shit like I did in Wollongong. Came up here. First place I landed was Maccanats. You know what I'm talking about, right? Penrith Maccas.
Oh, yeah.
Maccanats. Met a bunch of guys there.
Never heard someone call it that before.
Come on, bro. You're from Penrith?
Serious, I've never heard someone call it Maccanats.
Slight intermission. Shout out to Savvy Brain Boost. He has been to Maccanats. Maccanats are famous. Do you like that? Can I try this?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I just grab things. I'll probably end up grabbing them. Steal his shoes on the way up. No, just kidding. What is this?
It's an all natural energy drink, bro.
All natural energy drink.
Nootropics.
Okay, so I actually can't do energy drinks. Has it got
has caffeine in it?
Oh shit, I can't do that. I have a sip. That's fucking delicious. That's genuinely delicious, bro.
So you can't do caffeine?
Okay, so yeah, I'll get back to that. So I've never done drugs.
Yeah.
Fact, put me on a lie detector. I've never done cocaine, ecstasy, speed, heroin. Wouldn't even know what a mushroom, wouldn't have a fucking clue. I've done cannabis and I've done pharmaceuticals because they had me on the cunts. That's it. That there is probably going to give me a panic attack. Yeah, so if I drink coffee, you're not going to see me for 4 days. I'll be fucked. PTSD will be off the fucking charts. I'll be sitting in my room fucking sweating, having a panic attack. Crazy.
See, I can relate to that. I can only do a small amount of caffeine. If I take heaps, I just feel so anxious.
Yeah, right.
And I did research and I seen it was actually very common.
Yeah.
Caffeine can trigger anxiety.
Absolutely. Look, again, this is a mental health thing, right? Let's talk about what actually causes anxiety in most people. What do you think it is?
Fear of the unknown.
You think that causes anxiety?
I think there's multiple facets that can cause it.
What about if I brought it right down to a simple thing? Your breathing.
Yeah.
Your breathing causes anxiety, guys. I know this is going to sound fucking crazy. The second you lose control of your breathing by a microsecond, your whole body composition changes.
Because that increases your heart rate and then you're breathing. And
100%. When I have panic attacks, the first thing I think I can't breathe. How many of you guys ask this? Drop a comment. Drop a comment right now. If I'm lying, you'll get no comments. If I'm telling the truth, you'll get 1,000. Guys, how many of you guys here can't breathe when you have a panic attack? How many guys here think you're going to die? How many holding your chest, tight throat? Why is that? What causes that? You got to think it's a physical reaction, right?
Yeah.
What causes that? It can't be, you're not doing anything physically to cause it, are you?
The stimulation in the brain.
The brain controls your whole, this is your computer.
Mm.
If you tell this computer that the wires are crossed, how's it going to concentrate realigning these wires? Focus on your breathing, focus on your posture, focus on your balance. That's why you get dizzy. That's why, because your breathing is out of control. Might be just a little bit. We just go, have you done the Hoff breathing exercise?
Yeah, I've done a lot of breathwork stuff.
Have you done the Hoff?
Yep.
30 seconds. Mm-hmm. That one there. Anyone here with mental health, I can tell you, I've got so many tools to help you guys. Look up the Hoff breathing exercise. Do it. You think you're going to die. I swear to God. Like a panic attack, you think you're going to die. I promise you think you're going to die in this. Just when you think it's getting bad, you're about to have a panic attack in this breathing exercise. This guy's a genius, this Hoff. He talks. He says exactly what you need to hear right at that second when you think it's going to get bad. Keeps you in the game. That whole breathing exercise, look up the Hoff breathing exercise, people. You do it for 30 seconds. At the end of it, I have never been more medicated in my life, naturally. I laughed. I couldn't stop laughing. And I mean, I could not stop. I felt on top of the world. My brain felt clear. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. That there, breathing is everything.
It's powerful because if you do deep breath, it can release DMT.
100%.
Natural.
Are you a man on are you a DMT researcher?
Yeah.
Done it?
No, I haven't.
See, scared?
These psychedelics and stuff that I want to dive into.
Yep.
Just haven't done it just yet.
Did you know that obviously medicinal cannabis is legal?
Yep.
Did you know that MDMA and psychedelic mushrooms are also now legal?
Oh.
Yes, they've been scheduled into the thing. They're going to go into clinical trials and they'll be available soon. MDMA, surprisingly, is the number one cure for PTSD. They give it to soldiers.
Okay.
There is a clinic, shout out my brother, Good Dudes Grow, Gary Roberts. He's a first responder over in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. And he is starting a clinic in Costa Rica. They don't even have cannabis in there. They have MDMA, psychedelic, they have all mushrooms, all other kind of treatments for soldiers, for athletes, blah, 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 blah. We've been lied to our whole life. I mean, drugs can be used, any kind of drug could be fucking recreationally used and, mess with you. MDMA, microdosing mushrooms, all these kind of things, they're finding more effective than anything. They're the most effective thing for PTSD for soldiers who can't cope. Go figure.
It's good the government can't make money on it.
They can't. I just don't think, I don't blame the government. You can't, everyone blames the government, blames the system, but fuck, the system's terrible and fuck the system, but it's so put in place, it's not like the next person comes along can fix it.
Yeah.
It's not like if you think about this carefully, everyone goes, free, we should be free to go, free to do this, free to do that, we should be able to do it. No, we fucking shouldn't. Use your brains for 2 seconds. There's fucking kids out there. Do you think they know what they're doing? Do you think they're smart enough to know not to go into your yard and eat a fucking leaf and get sick? No, they're kids. We can't do things fucking openly. It has to be regulated. The reason for our children's future, their safety until they're capable enough to learn this shit. You're not going to be around 24/7 to keep them out of the medicine cabinet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you've got mushrooms in there and they look like lollies, the fucking kids are eventually going to take one and now you've got a problem you've got to deal with. We've got to keep this shit regulated. Somewhat. I don't want the fucking pharmaceuticals running the game or the government or this and that, but it's got to be regulated. And it's not. And it's got, I don't know, how do you feel about it?
Definitely agree. It should be regulated because people go into it with the intentions.
Yep. And then you can self-medicate, you can overdose and blah, 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 blah. There's just too many things. That's why everything should be regulated, tested, and done properly and take your time with it. Like there's no rush for weed. We're already smoking it. There's no rush for mushrooms. People are already taking them. There's no rush for drugs. People are already taking them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just start implementing and give it a bit of time. I hate this petition and all this stuff for the legality of, all these drugs and that. Just there's a process needed.
Talk to me about your journey with the pharmaceuticals. So you mentioned you would take a shit ton.
Well, this is the catcher. You ready? So this one here, you've obviously heard a little bit of my story. Right? I've left a lot out about the New South Wales police. Shit I've seen with my own eyes that I shouldn't have seen. Outside of this, all that combination. That, again, you've only heard about 25% of what I've been through. If that
would be here for hours.
You'd have a fucking Netflix series if we say.
You're gonna write a book one day.
I can't read or write. I'm semi-illiterate as well. Obviously, lack of education.
Yeah.
And a fair bit of trauma fucking with my brain. But I've been approached by a few people, Amazon. There's a few people at Amazon that approached me about doing a book.
It's just by hearing what I've heard today, like if you add the rest of that in, bro, easily 2-3 books you could fucking write.
Oh, bro, I've got a chop a read series, like 100%. Like I could write 20 books. And the thing I love about, I love and hate about it is, and I say this, it's a good mental health message for everyone. No matter what you've been through, no matter how hard it's been, it was meant to be you. And I know that sucks for a lot of us, but I look at it like, if what I went through, think about what you've heard today, right? I'm still here standing. Look at me.
You wouldn't be here today.
Healthy, happy, medicated and dedicated, right? I'm good. I just finished tour with Snoop Dogg, Wu-Tang Clan. I've just done an endorsement. I'm working with Mike Tyson now. I'm breaking the mold. I'm showing you that mental health can't beat you. You can't. You will never see Irish kill himself. It's not going to happen. I'm not going out that way. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for the aliens first. I want them to blitz correct me. If anyone's coming, I want the aliens to shoot a big laser at my ass. Call it quits.
So you believe in aliens?
100%. 100%. And the Earth's not flat. I'm not a weird ass stone. I'm a legitimate, medicated, dedicated, business owning, fucking legendary mad cunt from Penrith. 100% aliens are real.
So when they coming then?
October. They're coming October next year.
Yeah?
Yes. I've actually got this written down, and I said it in my podcast and everything else. So yeah, get ready. They're coming in October next year. James Webb Telescope is going to be the catalyst for aliens. It was launched last year in October. Take them 2 years to completely develop and open up the manifold, calibrate and everything. We're going to see our first aliens in October next year. Write it down, people. Keep me accountable.
I love how open-minded you are, because I think as a society we are so closed-minded to think that we're the only people here in this universe.
No chance. You look at evolution beyond you. You got to look at your past and your forefathers and your peers. Are you the first male? Are you Adam? No. We've got heaps of humans before us, right? Do you know who the first human was? No. Do you know who the second human was? No. Like the planets, bro. The planets are so far out there, too unimaginable, too big, too far away for even us to understand. The first star that we're looking at is already dead. It's gone. Did you know that? So let's have a quick science break, people. Irish, the science guy. Ready? So when you're looking at the stars, you look at the stars at night?
Yeah.
Okay. Those stars that you're looking at are dead. They're not even there anymore. It's taken so many years for the speed of light and the speed of sound for that light to arrive to our vision, that so many millions of years have gone, that star's already exploded and disappeared. We just haven't caught up yet. We are constantly living in a parallel time. And no one understands that about life. That's why you should use all these things that you could do to fix your mental health. That's how I fixed it. Stepped outside. Why is that star over there and why is it like that? The most trippiest thing I ever heard. You ready for this? If the closest star to us, the closest star that we can spot that's still alive, was to look at us right now, guess what they would see? If they had a telescope on that planet and it could zoom into us, guess what they would see right now? Dinosaurs. We'd be in the prehistoric time right now.
Yeah, okay.
Because time has not, the light has not traveled to them yet.
Yeah.
So by the time they see it, they're seeing it from a past. They're not seeing it from current. You can never see current.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
When the sun admits its heat, it takes 8 minutes to arrive to us. So when you've already hit that warmth that you feel when you step outside, that's 8 minutes ago, bro. Pretty cool stoner conversations, right?
Quick one. This podcast is now sponsored by Savvy Beverages, the 100% all-natural brain-boosting nootropics drink. Savvy have actually just revamped all their flavors, and let me tell you, they are amazing. My favorite flavor being the mixed berry, but they also have a lime and a new flavor, passion fruit. But I'll be honest, taste is not the only reason why I love Savvy. I used to struggle with coffee, any sort of energy drink, anything that had caffeine in it, I could not have because it would set off anxiety within me. Now, what I love about Savvy is it has a 2-to-1 ratio of caffeine and a little ingredient called L-theanine. Now, here's the kicker. L-theanine allows you to experience the energy boost of caffeine without those pesky anxious side effects. It's honestly a game changer, and it's why I continue to drink Savvy. So if you're interested in trying out Savvy beverages for yourself, head over to their website at www.savvybeverage.com.au. The link will be in the description. And as a special treat, they're offering an exclusive discount just for you. So use my discount code BETTER20, so that's BETAR20, during your checkout to receive 20% off your order. Let's get back to the episode. Well, what sparks your curiosity to, I guess, ask all these questions about life?
My God, we're gonna get into some detail. So mental health. Look, this is why I wanted to come on your show. Again, thank you for having me. First and foremost, I'm a mental health pioneer over cannabis and everything else. So it's all about mental health for me. My community, my fans. Every single day I talk to them. I've got, I love you, Ems. I know you're sick, and I know you think things aren't looking good. But every one of my fans, and community, I remember the ones that struggle. I have to have the answers. They come to me. I don't know why they come to me. They trust me and they trust my advice. I want to give them the best advice I can give them without being a doctor.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think. I want to give people, the whole world, just another way to look. So you don't fucking worry about it. You know what I mean? Time is the ruler of all. Time is the ruler of absolute everything. If you think you're suicidal now, just think, hang on, 10 years I could have a child, or I could have $1 $3 million house, I could have a yacht. You can't say right now that you're not going to have amazing life in the future.
Exactly. All I love to say is don't let a short-term emotion cause long-term result.
100%. Short-term emotion should be met with short-term aggression. Go punch a fucking punching bag. Go throw a cup. Go throw an egg at someone. Do whatever you got to do. Use it. Keep it short-term. The future is everything. Time management. Time management will keep you alive. You say to yourself, I think too many people think short-term. I think people think that we get stuck in this week-to-week living.
Yeah.
You don't get a mortgage and pay it off in a week, people. It takes 30 years. There's a reason. Don't even get in the start of the whole banking. I know there's people, don't start me on the banking system. There's a rot as well. No, forget about that for a second. The whole point is that everything takes time. Like a home loan. And when you buy a home, the home's not perfect to start. As you fucking work harder, you make a bit of money, you renovate, you make the house better.
Just like ourselves.
Your house is your soul, bro. Your house is, you are your own home. You are your shell. You are your roof. You are your power. You are your internet. You are your information. The light inside you is your house. You have to work hard to keep that on. It's not nothing you're dealing with, unless you're dealing with something terminal and God willing that you can find a cure before it's too late. But if you're not dealing with something terminal, you've got to look at yourself in the mirror, right? First, I say there's a bit of tough love to mental health, and that is get in the mirror and look at yourself. Grab your balls, grab your boobs, whatever you are, right? Male, female, anything in between. That's your choice. Grab yourself and look at yourself and say, am I just being a whinging, pissing, moaning little bitch? Or is life really that bad? That's the first question I ask myself, and that's what I get everyone to try and do. Look in that mirror and ask yourself, is it really that bad? Run around you alive? Have you got a car? You got food in the fridge? You got TV? You got internet? You got a phone? You got TikTok? You got social media? You got YouTube? You've got Instagram? You got Twitter? Your mates are down the road? The shops are open? Sun's out? Like, is life really that bad?
That's it.
What you went through is fucked. Look at the moment. Live in that fucking moment. Just be grateful to know that shit could be a whole lot worse. Your best mate could just be killed in a car accident. Your mum could die randomly. 2 of your mates could move away. Your pet could run off. How's your day going to start then?
Exactly. And it's not to neglect what you're feeling, because people go through shit, but it's putting it in the perspective of, is it really that bad? Because a lot of the times in our heads, it's a lot bigger than what it actually is.
Everyone's individual problem, I believe, is life or death for them. Like my issues are life or death. Your issues are life or death. I guess what the secret to it is that what are you going to do about it? Are you a tough cunt? Everyone says, everyone has a story, right? Everyone has, I did this, I did that. I was talking before, I was a criminal, this and that. So am I a hard cunt? Well, if I'm a hard cunt, then get in the mirror and tell myself I'm a hard cunt. I can still be mentally sick. I can still cry. I cry all the time. Like, I cry all the fucking time. Cried before I came over here, in full disclosure. No, I was having anxiety, thinking, fuck, I'm going to talk about some shit that's going to, But then I thought, you know what? After that cry, I thought, fucking oath, man, because you know what? I know I'm going to talk to you people. I know you're going to see you. It's your boy Irish. You go, this guy's a fucking weirdo, stoner. He's got energy, but he makes some sense. You know what I mean? I'm not here to fucking bullshit anyone. I'm here to help make you better. You know what I mean?
I wanted to ask, you struggling with anxiety and panic disorders, what's your take on anxiety? Do you see it as a bad thing or a good thing?
Honestly, you call me crazy, and I've just discovered this. I'll talk about why I've just discovered this in a bit. Anxiety is a great thing. Do not, I say this to everyone, embrace the stoners, embrace the stoned, embrace the crazy. Embrace the death ride, you know, the death ride of anxiety that you think you're going to die, the panic, embrace that shit. The reason I can sit here, hand on heart, make God strike me down right now if I'm lying and say I've never taken cocaine, any kind of street drug, never in my life, is because I had anxiety. So fuck you. I win. I've got that trophy that yous don't. When yous went on that bender and yous took the fucking, yous had a bag in the fucking toilets, when yous went over here and you did fucking ice, whatever the fuck yous did, I didn't do it, bitch. My anxiety kept me on point. My anxiety, because I didn't do it, now I went on tour with Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? There's benefits. You've got to embrace that anxiety and know how to control it. Once you control it and make it your bitch, you win. You can't be beaten because you're one of God's kids. You're one of God's child. You're a soldier. You're actually a soldier on a mission at that point. How many panic attacks are you going to have before you die? Ask yourself that question, people. How many have you had? I've had fucking thousands, and I mean thousands. I'm still here, bro. Nothing wrong with my heart. Nothing wrong. I'm good. Embrace that shit. It'll keep you on your fucking toes. If shit goes down when you're in a fucking cinema and a gunman walks in, your anxiety will save your motherfucking life because you're already looking at the exits before you walk in there. You're already trying to get out of the place because your anxiety's through the roof, right?
I love that perspective because prior, a couple of years back, I used to think anxiety was such a bad thing because I let it cripple me. And I like to say I because so many people say anxiety did this. No, you chose to let anxiety do that.
You didn't use the anxiety as the right energy for the anxiety.
Exactly. And I used to see it as such a negative thing. Like, how can I get rid of it? And someone goes to me, Nick, anxiety is not actually bad. Anxiety is a sign of something that you need to go towards.
Yes.
Ever since I flipped my perspective on it, I was like, fuck. Anytime I feel anxious, it's for the right reasons and I'm going towards that. And I've seen studies where anxiety is actually linked to excitement. Like on a physiological level,
100.
The same things happen to us.
The same triggers,
same triggers, everything neutrons. Like that. So now I may say, oh, I'm a bit anxious, but really I'm excited.
Yes.
And just by that framework, that flip in perspective, it doesn't allow you to go down a dark path of saying, fuck, anxiety is going to take me. Because I would walk into a room like this, I'm like, hey, where's all the exits? Why are you looking at me like this? Why are the camera like everything? Yep. And then I just become overstimulated and then just like zonked out.
Exactly. It's so true. Use anxiety as a vessel to fucking guide you, keep you safe. Like, do you not think that LeBron James, Michael Jordan, do you not think that they have anxiety? Do you not think when the game's on the line, bro, let's talk about anxiety for a second, right? I know traumatic anxiety and sports anxiety are not related, but let's use them as a fucking carrier, as a vessel for success. If LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or fucking shout out Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis. I was going to rattle off the whole Sacramento team to show how much a fan I've been a Sacramento Kings fan. Do not get on me. We made the finals for the first time this year. I've been a Sacramento Kings fan since Spud Webb days. I used to wear the weights that he had to dunk because he was a 5'4" and he was 5'6" and he used to dunk 360. He won the dunk contest. You know that?
No, I don't really follow basketball.
Spud Webb. When we leave here, jump on YouTube. Spud Webb dunk contest. You will be blown away. He's so short and he does 360 dunk. Amazing. He made these weights. That's how long I've been a Sacramento Kings fan for. To shout out the Sacramento Kings. But do you not think that when my boy De'Aaron Fox is sitting there and he's at the free throw line and they're down by 2, they're down by 1 and there's no time left on the clock, right? Let's talk about real fucking anxiety here, right? Real life, real time, the whole world's on your anxiety. You're down by 1 point. You got 2 free throw shots to win the game. You got to make both to win the game. You got to make one to go to overtime. You miss both and choke, you lose. And your season's over. Tell me he doesn't have anxiety.
You would, yeah.
What does he do with it?
He channels that energy into.
He looks, he grabs the ball. He knows the drill, bro. He knows the drill. Grab the ball, Irish. Bounce the ball. Grab it correctly. Look at the rim. Say your prayer. Take your shot. Eats that anxiety up and it swishes, bro. That's what you guys need to do. Swish your anxiety. Just soon as you feel that coming on, direct it into the channel that needs to be success. You need to win that. It's the buzzer beater, baby. You need to win that game. Get that anxiety and say, right, while I'm going to die, right, while I'm dying from this anxiety attack, I'm going to send this email. Or I'm going to fucking make that phone call. I'm going to do that. Have to make that moment where you breathe, look at the ring, take your shot. That's when all the superstars do it. Think about it the most. They win the games that win the championships on the buzzer. That's when their anxiety's at its highest. That's when they excel. What does that tell you? You can push through it and use it as a fucking weapon. Just become that person. It's not easy and it's not overnight. It's a time. A time, it rules all. But Jordan took years to get good. Jordan took years to be the greatest. You know what I mean? But he left a legacy behind and now he's good. Use your mental health like Michael Jordan.
Tap into your dark side.
Tap into it and dunk the shit out of it. Use it to attack your goals because it's going to keep you safe. It's going to keep you switched on. You know what I mean? I'd much rather go into something thinking I'm dying and not die and come out and go, fuck, that felt good not dying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then sit there and go, I'm dying and not go. Right there, my phone just rang. I'll put that on airplane mode. That was very unprofessional of me. I usually do that.
Fucking hell, Irish.
You know what? I'm a big thing about, I tell everyone, don't bring your phone into the studio because it distracts you and then it rings. Shout out Royal Latina. Love you, brother. Thanks for the call. He's just trying to get a free plug.
Wow. Yeah, I love your take on anxiety. Definitely, because tapping into your dark side and coming back to your journey and your story, you could have easily played victim, 100%.
Oh.
Everything that's happened to you, like, fuck.
Yep.
Life is fucked.
Poor me.
Yeah.
Go get on Centrelink. Go sit back. Nah, fuck that, bro. I'm not a victim. I'm a winner. I'm only a victim if I die. Keep that in mind. No one's a victim unless you're dead in the box. The victims aren't here anymore. The survivors are here and the winners are here. It had to be you, no matter what you went through. I want everyone, please just know that, you know, you are loved, you are special, you are 1 in 100 trillion chance of being here alone. To be that selected sperm, to be that correct time, to make it all work, to make it all come together, you're 1 in a trillion chance. You don't think you have a purpose? Do you not think with it being a 1 in a trillion chance, that comes with a little bit of anxiety and pressure? You got it. People, life's hard. You're never making it. I'll be honest, you're never made any promises. People have forgotten how this life works. Because of all COVID and everything else that happened, I understand. But it's time to reset your brains. You've got to get it right. You've got to understand life's not the same anymore and you were made no promises. When you were born into this world, right, your parents, which is 2 young kids having sex, right, horrifying as that is, nightmare, but thinking about it, but your parents are just 2 big kids having a root and they were just figuring shit out as they went. Your parents are still 2 big kids trying to figure it out. They're just big. You and me, we're just big kids who grew up too fast. It's like, don't think that it's not like, I don't know how to describe it. When you're not promised anything in life, your expectations go and you learn that you're on your own. And when you learn you're on your own, you learn that it's up to you. Now, if you're on your own and it's up to you, the last person you're looking for is Centrelink. The last person you're looking for is a bloke to go work for. You're going to start your own business. You know what I mean? It all comes down to what you were promised and what your expectations are. If you sit here and you listen to this podcast and you think, fuck, the world owes me something, my parents suck, you know, why didn't they fucking pay for this? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't this person do that for me? Why didn't I get that job? You didn't deserve it. And you weren't promised it. So get over it. Harden up. Go earn it yourself. Use that anxiety to go get it. It's going to keep you safe. Those panic attacks are stopping you from blowing all your money on something stupid. You're going to panic if you do that. Use it correctly. Win the game-winning shot. Take it. Swish, baby. Swish.
That's it. Life happens for you, to you.
You got to own it. You got to run the ball. You run it fucking hard. You run it straight. You don't pull any punches. You go till the wheels fall off, man. What are you going to do? You going to live a second life? You only get 9 lives if you're a pussy. Keep that in mind.
So what's your take on death? Do you reckon you go heaven, hell? Because I was having this conversation yesterday and he was speaking about when we die, we just go into, say, another newborn baby that is being born. Like our spirit goes into that and it's just never-ending journey.
Is that what you believe?
I don't know. I'm not too sure what I believe now.
Well, give me your take and then I'll tell you mine and I'll tell you how it's, again, opinions. Everyone has an opinion and opinions are like assholes and most of them are dirty.
Yeah.
Right? But tell me your theory and I'll tell you my theory and why I have my theory.
Okay. So I don't know I don't think there's a hell or heaven or anything like that. I believe we go somewhere. I just don't know where that is. Whether that's into an animal or another child but I do understand that we're all energy at the end of the day. So that energy, that energy has to go somewhere.
Yep. So energy doesn't die.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a really good way of thinking things, and I think you're very close. I'm no messiah. Your boy Irish is a loner, stoner, with a boner, higher than a kangaroo skip, right? Just take it all with a grain of salt. I have death phobia. I have body dysmorphia. I have fucking all kinds of fucking diagnoses. I was diagnosed as seminal, right? You can look what that word up is. Energy doesn't die, right? Doesn't go, can't dissipate. It's there forever in some way, shape or form, in some frequency, some natural thing. Hence why the earth itself can be used as a magnet, right? There is energy there. What if, when I thought about death and I freaked out about it for so many years, I couldn't figure out what scared me about it. And then I realized, I think, and again, drop a comment because I'm curious about this too. Make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you follow the brother here. What happens when you die, I think when everyone freaks out, is that the fact that they're not here anymore. And it's not so much, I think the thought process is if everyone takes a moment to think, okay, if I die right now, what breaks my heart about dying right now? And I think what breaks people's heart is you're going to hurt the people you love. You're not going to be with them anymore. You never really think about, oh fuck, I didn't do this. I didn't get a chance to do this. I didn't get to go to Disneyland. I didn't buy none of that stuff. You're more thinking back over here of what the people you've got. So my theory based on that is that if you're dying, or you were to die, and the biggest thing that you want back is time and the people you love, and therefore, and it's not all these other things, that when you do die, what happens if, say, the head of your family dies, which is your grandfather, and then he's reborn as a planet? If you think about how many people die, you watch the death clock, someone's dying like this, ticking over. Same time, there's a star born every second. Right? What happens if head of your family becomes a new form son? And then when your grandmother passes away, she becomes a moon. And when your uncle passes away, he becomes Mars. And your other uncle, he becomes Jupiter. And your auntie becomes Venus. And then when you go, you become Earth. Now, you spent maybe 100 years together, 50 years together on this planet. Next one, you spend 1 billion together, orbiting around each other. Think about planets, they orbit each other, right? They never leave each other's system. Isn't that what family do? What if when you die, we all become a new planet, a new star? What about if we were all meant to be stars? We all want to be a star, right? That's why we're here. So I'm on the podcast. What you do want? We want to be a star, bro. Maybe we're all stars, just not yet. Maybe in the next life, we all become a star, because that's what planets are. And maybe if you're lucky and you do the right thing, you'll be orbiting your loved ones, the ones, your pets, the ones, all those fucking ones that kill you along the way. You're going to be with them again. And they're going to be orbiting around you as a planet, as a solar system for millions and millions of years in the next life. Imagine that.
That's deep.
Right?
I've never heard that perspective.
No, I made it up. I came and sat, was my conclusion. And I'm grateful. I'm boys with Hobson, the rapper. And if you listen to a couple of these songs, he's like, in one of the lyrics, he says, if you don't believe in God, just look outside, I'm paraphrasing, but just go look out in the stars and it's much bigger. You know what I mean? I'm absolutely certain. Think about it. The sun, my son, you know what I mean? My grandfather was a son. My dad was a son. My great-grandfather was a son. Maybe when you die, you become a son again. And maybe the stars are born. Pretty deep.
Shit.
And I pray that, and I hope if anyone does have a death phobia and you didn't know what death phobia was, death phobia is where you're afraid of dying. A lot of us have it. Don't be afraid. It's very common.
So you created this, what you think happens to us when we die. And you just mentioned you're going to be surrounded by loved ones. So then why are you afraid?
Because you don't want to leave. I'm still surrounded by loved ones now. Yeah. And I feel like if I'm going to be, and I truly do believe this now, that I will be a star, whether it be in this life or the next.
I think both.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. You too. But if you get that saying, a star was born, think about all the sayings you've heard. A star was born. I'm going to be a star in this life or the next. All those key phrases people say. Maybe we are a star in the next life. So you've got 50 years of this one, 100 years of this one. Learn your tools, learn your trade, and go, because you're going to need it for the next billion years. Don't want to get bored. You've got a civilization, and you got to actually raise a human race on your planet.
Let me ask you this. You said we die, we go somewhere else. But what do you think happened before us? Do you think we came from another human or energy source?
Yeah, I believe that the star died after its billion-year turn.
Yeah, and
then it's our turn to have a reset. So I think it's a cycle. I think we were a star, and then we died. The star imploded. You hear about stars imploding all the time. Yeah, that happens. That's after multiple billions of years, they burn out. And we come back, and now we become a human. We get a reset. And we get another 100 years to learn and be humble to know that we are not a planet anymore. We are just a small speck of sand. It's humbling to make you go into your next life. Maybe I fucked up my previous solar system. You know what I mean? Maybe I fucked it up. Maybe I went out of orbit. You know what I mean? So I'm back here now. Next time I'm going to go back and I'll be with my loved ones again. Crazy.
I love that, bro.
Thank you, man.
On a more serious note, though, we're on the topic of death, mental health.
How's the edibles before you jump into it? I can tell you slowed down.
Yeah. I don't know.
Feel good, right?
Yeah, I feel mellowed.
Just mellow. That's exactly what it's meant to do. Just mellow, good conversation.
Am I talking slow?
No, you don't. It's look, I guarantee you, please, people, again, I love doing this. I like drop a comment. If you don't think that this is just a chill vibe comment, this is a stoner and a non-stoner who's had an edible. If this isn't peace, if this doesn't help your mental health, how calm and good this conversation is, then we can't help you.
So talking about death, about mental health, what is your take on suicide? Do you believe it's selfish?
Yes. I believe it's selfish to yourself. And I've got a solution for it. I've actually got a solution for suicide. I don't know the chemical makeup of the brain, whether it can be done. Okay, I don't know whether there's actual chemical thing that says, no, you're going to kill yourself. You know what I mean? Everyone always worries about losing control. You always think, fuck, I'm going insane. But you're not. Just having a moment. And I don't think that there's a trigger in your brain that says, we're going to go kill ourselves now. Make sense? There's no switch. It's a decision. It's always a decision. And it's always a very thought out, controlled decision.
It's a new world thing, suicide. Because I was doing research in indigenous cultures, there's no word for suicide.
Yeah, it's different. I think suicide probably has been around forever.
Yeah.
But not
on the scale.
Not in this scale. Not in the way that it's documented now because of technology and stuff like that. And the more documented it is, the more numb you become to it and the more easy it is for more people to do it. Hence why I say to people, like the Squid Games?
Yeah.
I can't believe that made TV. I know everyone says a fuck cool movie, this and that. I understand all that. It was cool. How the fuck did that make TV? That is so desensitizing to the human race. Now when you see a dead body, that's all these mass shootings. Yeah, it's on the news one day and gone the fucking next. We're desensitized to it. Make sense? That's why I don't, that stuff there, I forgot what we were talking about. Well, that's the stoner brain kicking in.
We're talking about suicide. If
Suicide.
you believe it's selfish.
Yeah, I do believe it's selfish. I've had my biological grandmother killed herself. My biological cousin killed himself. I don't want to insult anyone. I don't want to say it's stupid because people get offended and they'll think I'm being mean, but I'm not. It's not stupid. What it is, it's not calculated. If you can put in the thought to actually go through with it and do whatever method it is you're going to do it out, there's some thought process. There's actually some clarity in there to actually do the deed, which you shouldn't do. If you've got that minute of clarity, it's not all lost. Don't do it. It's time. You heard me say it before. Time is the ruler of all. Time, you can't buy time. I can buy anything else. I can't buy time. You know what I mean? And you don't know what's going to happen. I had a friend kill himself over a pound of weed when we were growing up. He went and gambled the money. If he was here today, fucking doing this podcast together, God knows. You know what I mean? You got to have children. You got to have a life. You got to go broke. Whatever people are doing suicide for, the fact that they're not thinking about what's coming for them, like, if you're not afraid of death, first and foremost, then you need to recalibrate your life. You should be absolutely afraid of death. You should be absolutely afraid of failure. You should absolutely be afraid of all these things because you're going to fail at them. So if you're afraid and you fail, at least you were prepared to fail. You know what I mean? You're at least prepared to make that fucking mistake. If you can't see that death is not the option, mental health and life, again, you're given no promises. All bitch, everyone, your parents, your grandparents, everyone, big kids who grew up too fast. You and me, all the same. We're just big kids who grew up way too fucking fast. No fucking idea what we're doing. You have to sit down and say to yourself, is it that bad? What's going to happen in 10 years? If I'm 20 now and I'm ready to kill myself, I'm sitting in the car and I'm done. 30, do I have that hot missus? Do I have that big house? Do I have the boat? Do I have the jet ski? Do I have that trip business class across the world? Do I have blah, 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 blah? That's coming. You're going to make more money. If you kill yourself, your life's going to get better unless you kill yourself. Like, it's not in my head, it's really not rocket science. If you can just sit there and say, stop focusing on the short game, worry about the long game. And then the funny twist to it is this. Anyone here who is suicidal right now or has those suicidal thoughts, make a commitment to yourself. Commit to a timeline. Give yourself a time in the future and say to yourself, if it's fucked by then, we'll readdress it. I've made a commitment to myself. I'm never killing myself until the aliens come. And if the aliens come and they don't kill me, then I'm not killing myself. So I'm waiting for the aliens. If you are suicidal, how can you be suicidal if you haven't seen aliens yet? Think about this for a second. Let's put a fucking funny twist on it. How can you sit there and honestly take yourself seriously? If you haven't seen aliens yet and you know they're coming, we're this close, there's fucking tic-tacs all over the fucking sky, it's all over everything. You haven't seen aliens yet, you want to check out? Come on, man. Stay in the fight. Fucking stay in the fight. Let's see the fucking aliens. At least stay here for the aliens.
It's like checking out the movies before it even starts.
You're not going to, bro, you're going to check out halfway through Back to the Future? You know what I mean? No chance. We're going to see what happens to Marty McFly. We're going to see how this shit, you got to stick it in. I want you to always put a commenting value on the front of it. Have you seen aliens yet? No. Fucking stick around. You want to see your life go to shit? Wait for them to start probing. You want to die? You're not going to want to die when they're starting to stick things up your ass. That shit's going to change real quick. The other thing too is, you haven't learned enough yet. If you haven't seen aliens yet, or you haven't seen dinosaurs yet, dinosaurs are coming back, you know that?
You reckon?
Not reckon. It's this shit's, I'm out there. Remember, I've got a lot of spare time. Cheech and Chongs to sit there on the YouTubies. They've embryoed an elephant. They're bringing back, so they've got the mammoth coming back. You know that? The big woolly mammoth.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, so the woolly mammoth, the big thing with the tusks, and that's coming
So
back.
it's going to be like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, we've got Jurassic Park. We're this close. They've found a bird embryo. They've found a bird embryo, a dinosaur bird embryo. They're going to mix with another bird and they're going to create a flying dinosaur. So we're going to get fucking dragons. We're going to get burnt to shit again. Again, another reason not to kill yourself. Let's get burnt out by a dragon. Second of all, they're going to bring back these fucking woolly mammoths. So at least go get fucking picked up and speared by a woolly mammoth. You know what I mean? I'm giving you so many reasons to hang on now. Okay? So let's have a smile. Let's have a laugh and look at what's coming. You got fucking aliens, dinosaurs, AI. AI is going to kill your mental health. Like full blown. Soon we're going to have robots. They'll come in, just zap you in the head and you're good.
Yeah. So you at least want to see that before you clock off.
You can't go anywhere, people. I want to make sure we're all terrified of the alien. I want everyone to be terrified. iRobot. Let's go iRobot. Like, let's just wait till it's there and then we'll band together with all our crazy mental health. We'll have a bunch of panic attacks together, a bunch of cuddles, a bunch of tears, and then we'll just go out and fuck the robots up. Rise of the Terminators. Maybe that's our purpose.
Maybe.
See? I can tell you now, you've got a purpose. Even if you don't think you have a purpose, maybe it's to fight the Terminators.
It just goes to show that don't take life so seriously.
Listen, people, if you look at me, I'm the last person on earth you should take serious, so don't take anything serious. Smile, laugh, be a fuckhead. Who cares? What is going to happen? What's going to happen? What's the worst that's going to happen to you if you go out there and just be yourself? Nothing. You're going to be loved, hated, and everything in between. Fuck it. Go hard. You got one life. I don't know any pussies. You know what I mean? I only know people with one life. You got to be here. You got to be in the race. You got to bend. Another thing too with mental health is that a lot of people get caught off they're not with their right people. You know, when you're not with your right people who don't understand you, you're never going to be right. Mentally, spiritually, physically, you're never going to be right until you're with your own. So don't ever forget that journey too, that you're not with your own yet. You might have a wife, a husband, kids and blah, blah, they're yours. They're your, that's your tribe. That's your mob. But your people, you might not have found them yet. You've got to wait.
Have you found your people?
Don't hate me, fans, but yes, I found my people and they're not humans. I love my dogs. I love my boy Rumble. He's a boxer. He's my service dog. And I love Elijah the Rottweiler. He's my protector. I lost my girl Storm a couple of years ago. And yeah, I love dogs. I love dogs more than humans, and I'm sorry, people. That's just the way it is.
You mentioned earlier that are you a father, correct?
Yeah. Yep. Dad, 2 kids.
Really?
Yep.
How old?
My son, Dublin, 16. That's his name. Dublin. Yep.
I'm actually going to Ireland this year, like to Dublin.
Are you going to Dublin?
Yeah.
Well, so I just, I've got my cousin is the godfather of Irish Drill, Inc., and he's from Dublin. And my other boy's Versatile, Eskimo Supreme, Casper Walsh. I'll show you all the stuff afterwards. They're on tour with Snoop. So they're in Dublin. So I've got you sorted. I've got my whole family there. You're more than sorted. I've got your podcast, studios, everything you want to do over there, appearances, you just make sure. Shout out Inc. 86. Shout out 86. You know who you are. Fucking love you. It's Esco, Ziggy. When my boy comes to Ireland, hey, I'm going to make sure I tag this. You're going to like isolate this clip.
I'm going to.
All right, listen. When my boy here comes to Ireland, right, Inc., 86 baby, Esco, Ziggy, R. Calipo, all my boys, you know who you are. I want you to look after him. Make sure he's got a studio, all right?
Yeah.
We stick together. We roll together. He's from the area, and that's the other area.
Yeah, because I'm planning to do podcasts and stuff over there. So.
Got you. Absolutely. You couldn't have hit the bigger Dublin city. Bro, you're good. You're good.
So you're telling me about your kids. 2 kids?
Yep.
1 Dublin, and who's the other one?
We've got the big ginger, my big red. You know the big red in high school?
Yep.
Yeah, I got one. I bred one. Yeah, I bred the big red. My big Marlou, Dublin, and he's 16. My daughter, she's just turned 13. So I've got 2 teenagers in the house now. And I don't talk about them much, obviously, especially over on my side of the channel. Over here, more than happy to open up a little bit more. But yeah, I don't talk about my family and stuff much because there's a fucking lot of nasty people out there who don't. A lot of mental health battlers, in the cannabis community too, who don't exactly get what I'm trying to do. But yes.
On fatherhood, though, did you ever think you'd be a father after everything you've gone?
Yeah, absolutely. I made a pact to myself when I was homeless. In that moment when I was telling you before, when I was getting out from under the house, I said I was going to have all my kids by the time I was 27. I made a pact to myself. I was going to have a girl. I was going to have my girl, and I was going to have kids with that girl, and I was going to marry her. And that was, I absolutely set that in stone. And in 2003, I found the love of my life. Yeah, I've been with her ever since. It's been 20 years almost. 20 years, actually. It's 2003, 20 years this year. And, yeah.
I love that because a lot of people that have traumatic past, they find it hard to be in relationships because of their own insecurities, their own lack of confidence, self-worth. How did you navigate through relationships and then fatherhood?
So, again, it was... Any battler knows that if you've been from the streets and you've been through a fair bit, right? If you've been there, you know it, and you don't want to go back to it, right? All this, this rap industry, you see them all, they're all rapping about this, the shanks and chips, the blah, 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 blah. It's bullshit. It's noise talk, it's a beat with some words, right? Don't take it too seriously. I knew deep down in my heart that my saving grace was going to be stability in a family that I didn't have. And I made a pact to myself to do it, concede my time, and understand that I've missed my shot. I missed my childhood. You know what I mean? I didn't have a childhood. I had as you can tell, the bit that I told you, it was fucking what? So the first thing I had to do was find the right girl. She's been on my podcast, obviously, the pantless pirate, Shelby. The Shelby pirate, the pantless pirate, Ari. I found a girl from the area, from Shelby, you know what I mean? Another battler. She'd been through hell and back herself. She's just so you know, she's the second legal medicinal cannabis patient in this country. And she's Aboriginal. So she's the first female Aboriginal cannabis flower patient. She doesn't get a lot of reps for it. But I met her and I realized that she needs saving. There's something about me is that I've always had it in me that I don't need saving because I survive everything. But other people might not, so it's my job to protect, survive, make them sure they're surviving and be that shield for them. My nephew, Quaden Bales, we spoke about that. So my nephew is Quaden Bales, the Aboriginal dwarf kid. You might have seen him get accused of being 30 and 60 and fucking all this other bullshit. He's 14 years old. He just started year 7. He's the lead role in Mad Max. He got where I was going with that. I just got to have a mega memory bag. What was I saying before that?
Yes. I'm baked.
Yeah. We're both. Yes, hell yeah, we've had it. No, what we're talking about how to navigate through.
Yeah, navigating through relationships and parenthood after, like, obviously, your traumatic upbringing.
Yeah. So when I met Ari, I was determined to help her get out of the ghetto, get her away from her trauma that she was dealing with. And that there was the greatest gift of all for me, because it gave me a chance to put my shit aside and help someone else. Anyone who knows, I think you will find this, that anyone who has trauma seems to deal with other people's problems better than their own. I can handle anything you throw at me, I could pretty much got a solution for. And if I don't, I've got GPT and I've got a bunch of other things that I can get a solution with it. My own problems I don't deal with well. So meeting her was amazing. And I took her out of the ghetto and I said, all right, I'm going to build a future for this woman so I can have children and build them a future and put a roof over their head so they never sleep under a house, so they never struggle for a meal. They don't have to have a family rescue them. I am their shield. I am their guy. I'm that guy. I'm that dad. Got her out, grinded away, stayed together forever, and we had our first child in 2007, Dublin, and it was life-changing. And we had our second daughter in 2010, and after that, I just realized that whether I want to be around or not, I've got to be, right? First and foremost. Secondly, if I'm going to be around, whether I've got to or not, I may as well do it with a fucking smile on my face. And thirdly, if I'm going to be around, whether I like it or not, I may as well give them the best fucking life that I can give them. And if I don't deliver beyond what I have seen most families get, then I've failed them. And it was just that there. That's how I navigated it, just by being an asshole and being purely determined to fucking make my children have a great life.
Happening to that dark side again.
Yeah, just going dark, just going 0 dark 30 and just saying I don't care. Like, I will rob a bank. I'll do anything. You don't get in the way of my family, because I will make sure that I'll go to jail for life. I'll go fucking death penalty, whatever you want to do to me. But I'm setting them up first. And at any cost, I don't care, because when you've seen it all, you're not going to let anyone else go through it if you love them.
I feel you. I got a 1.5-year-old daughter.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Eliana.
Beautiful name.
And I was speaking into this morning, and I said, our obligation as a parent is to turn up as our best selves, to lay the platform for our children.
100%. The key is never lie to your children. No matter what it is, don't fucking lie to them. You can beat around the bush, per se, to save them fucking knowing too much information. Don't lie to them. Keep your kids, spend as much time with you can as your kids. I promise you, as you get older, bro, you'll see podcasts take over, fame, this and that, go to America and live in that rock star life, bro. At the end of the day, in my head, happiness to me is on a picnic boat on the water with my children. Happy wife, happy life. We just cruise around just together. And my dog's sitting there in the sun just getting air in their face. Like, that's all I need. That's all I need in life. And if anyone else needs any more than that, your expectations are too high. Even through starting my podcast, starting through everything, like, I had to face haters, people doxing me, police raiding my house. My wife has we separated when I had my breakdown in 2017, and I decided to go get some justice, which we'll still talk about. We separated because things were too hard. I was absolutely out of control. And being with someone for 20 years, to separate from that person, your best friend and love of your life, that to me showed me the fact that I wasn't willing to let go, even though it was killing me. And I'm sure a lot of us have been in hard relationships. I'm sure people are currently, probably half the reason they probably listen to the show, they're probably in a hard relationship. And if they are, just know, it's so important to know that when you separate with someone, you're separating from your best friend. You're married, the love of your life, your lover, and your best friend. Because your best friend knows everything about you. You know what I mean? That woman that you sleep with, she knows all your weaknesses. She knows all your soft spots. And you know what women are like. They can hit that spot and fuck you over, right? Just because you were an asshole. And they will hit that spot. They're emotionally driven. We're business driven, right? I knew that the biggest challenge in my life was getting through what I went through as my past. As you've heard about some of the things stuff prior to what you heard was where it really kicked in. That's what I just got healing for, and justice. Through the worst court case of 6 years, losing my wife, separating from my wife, starting a podcast, I did all that at the same time. And at the end of the day, all I cared about was my best friend. All I'm doing, this whole show, Medicated TV, Irish Wick Legit, it's all for my best friend, my wife. I want to prove to her that she is the love of my life. I've made some mistakes. We separated. She hated me. I hated her. We fought and argued. She's my best friend. And I've got children to her. And I love my children. My children are my best friend. Wife is your best friend. Your mate you grew up with, Mustafa is my brother. He's my best friend, but he's not my best friend. Does that make sense? Because he's not the one fucking keeping me warm at night. He's not the one cooking me meals. He's not the one tending to me when I'm sick. You know what I mean? So I learned through everything, more importantly, that I've seen all sides of marriage. Success, the happy, the honeymoon period, fucking almost divorce. And now we're back together. after the Snoop Dogg tour, I literally came back after, I went on tour with Snoop Dogg, D12 and Versatile, and I had the greatest time of my life. And after that rock star life, being on tour, going all around the country, being with Snoop Dogg, all that, you know what I wanted to do? You know what I wanted more than anything? You think if you're sitting there with Snoop Dogg, getting stoned, you listen to the rap, so like you can check out my content, you'll see that I was backstage. I got heaps of backstage stuff, and I'm hanging out with them. You'd think I want to live this life, right? The whole time I was there, every time they were out performing, I was crying. I just wanted to be with my wife and my children and my dogs. I love Snoop Dogg. Thank you, Snoop Dogg, for fucking the opportunity. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, MJR. Thank you, Julian, Nabil, everyone. I love yous, but fuck yous. I want to be with my family, my dogs, my children, and I'm sure people will respect that. And I learned that there and there in that moment, thanks to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg saved my marriage. Can you believe that? Snoop Dogg saved my marriage. So there you go. There's another reason why cannabis has been a blessing for me, is that it saved my marriage. After Snoop Dogg, I went back and I said, I love you and you are the love of my life and I want to be with you. And everything I've been doing, I just realized is for you. So you not being a part of it means nothing. Tell me that's not a fucking fight worth fighting for. I could have quit there. Don't quit, people. Fight through it. Everything is solvable. Everything. You just got to give it time. Do you think I expected a fucking separation with my person who's like my ride or die, my shotgun? Do you think I ever expected that? Hell no. When it went south, I didn't quit. You stick in the fight. Stay in the fight. There's 12 rounds. You keep punching. Not her. Not your wife. But you're in the fight of life. You keep punching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Because I went through a period in my relationship with my partner where I was just all focused on business and podcasts, everything like that, and I neglected her.
Yep.
And I went to this couples workshop thing, and one of the activities was to write your goals down. Now, it was meant to be couples goals. I wrote all my personal goals down.
Yep.
Now, the facilitator comes to me and goes, Nick, like, that's amazing that you have all these goals. But let me ask you this. What happens when you achieve them? You look to your side, you look back, and there's no one there with you. Mm-hmm. Is it really worth it then? And he said, you can have both, but focus your priority on your family because they're always going to be with you. Businesses will come and go, podcasts will come and go, people will come and go.
100.
But your family is always going to be there for you and with you during the hard times.
So
don't be a dick.
It's so fact, bro. If you look at it like just, I want everyone, if anyone on this show, if you do resonate with me and you're medicinal user or, you're just a mental health battler, mental midget, as I call myself, and it's involving, and you're having mental health problems because of your marriage, just keep in mind, right, that saying men are from Mars, women are from Venus. We are not, women rule the world, right? You have to understand that there is no life without women. Right? Those women are emotionally attached to their earth, their spirit, their life, right? You see all the women say, oh, I'm a Virgo, I'm a fucking Pisces, I'm a this, I'm a that, right? They're spiritually connected to this planet. They're spiritually connected to humans. Us males, we're not spiritually connected. We've become detached. The reason I love Aboriginal culture so much because I love to be grounded. I love to be, I like to go country. I like to go walk about. I like to do that by myself.
A happy place is nature.
Yeah. Not necessarily nature. I love swimming. Swimming's swimming's my thing. It's my zen. Like it's pure, and that's another great thing for mental health. Make sure you swim. Swimming, holding your breath under the water, best thing you can do for mental health. Try and drown. You cannot drown. And then you don't want to die. Believe me. If you ever had anxiety, try and drown yourself, you can't drown, and you get up, you're like, fuck that. Cold, and I can't drown. I haven't got anxiety anymore. But what was I saying? Sorry.
We always go off track, and then
it's these edibles.
I'm feeling it now.
It's good, eh?
Yeah, it's a weird feeling because I haven't felt it before.
How does it feel? Let's have a moment to reflect on.
I feel kind of a little bit out of body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what is happening.
Feel a bit lifted.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the best way when you start feeling that is to try and just sink back into the lounge. You just try and sink back into your chair a little bit and just drop your shoulders. When you feel your shoulders drop, you'll be like, And then you get this. I love these conversations. I'm sorry that you've never done it before, but I hope you're having a good time.
You broke my virginity, bro. It's all good.
Shit. Sign up to OnlyFans. Look. This is why the plant's a good thing. It keeps you calm. Like I can talk like this. Everyone knows. I can go, it's your boy Irish. Okay, medicated TV. Okay, I can do all that, but I can sit here on a mellows vibe with another mellow dude and talk genuine life shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is real shit we're talking about today. I hope, we didn't talk about the pharmaceuticals. Do you want to go back onto that?
Right, that was ages ago. How did we skip that?
I know. I think again, just throw to tangents. These conversations are all over the place. When you're on a highway with a stoner, it's a highway with multiple exits, multiple twists and turns. You go off on this loop and then you get back on the same road, right?
Yeah.
So you just got to enjoy the trip. It's a bit of a odometer bashing.
Yeah, I was interested in the pharmaceuticals because I was listening to something of yours and used to take a shit ton of pills each year.
Yeah. And I'm copping a bit of stick on Instagram at the moment. I put a post up about what I used to take. They're like, that's cap. I'm going to clarify this, right? You can go check and speak to my doctors if you need to. I've done speeches, like Dr. Topik was one of my doctors, Greenhouse Medical Clinic. All my medical things are there. Not that you share them, but understand that I was severely traumatized as a child, pre what we spoke about, and then further traumatized onwards from that. From the age of 12, when I was in the home, when my anxiety started kicking in due to my surrounding environment, the nurse put me on Valium at 12. Started at 12 at Valium. Then when it came out and I ran away, and I got set up, it became worse and worse and worse. And by the time I was a full-blown adult, I was taking half a packet of Valium a day and a few Xanax. By the time I had a really bad injury as well. Blew my L45, my L45 disc prolapse and L45S1 compressed nerve. I then got put on Oxycontin on top of that. And then I couldn't sleep, so I was taking the rest of it. My total recipe for the morning was fucking literally, I had a bottle of Xanax and I had a packet of Valium and a 28 tablet tray of Oxycontin, 20 milligrams. I'd pop out pretty much half the packet of the fucking Oxycontin, about 200 megs, bomb that. I'd then get the jar of Xanax, pour it into my tongue until I could feel a big lump, swallow them. And then I'd start popping out the Valium, just pumping a bunch of them. I'll go have a shower, come out of the shower, see how I felt, sit down in the bed, get dressed. Then I'd start feeling fucking all over the place again because everything starts kicking in. I'm dying. Better have some more fucking Xanax. Before I walked out the door, I'd taken, on some mornings, I'd taken up to 50 milligrams of Xanax, 20 milligrams of Valium at least, and 200 milligrams of Oxycontin. And then I went out and built every fucking road in this country and had 800 staff out, and I was fucking sacking people for failing the drugs that I was on.
If you didn't take those drugs daily, what's happening in your head? What are you experiencing?
It felt like a movie scene. It felt like this is my body and my vessel and my mind back here, a couple of inches back, watching my life sort of vicariously through my eyes. And I couldn't walk properly. I was a walking zombie, and I don't know how I did what I did. I actually don't know. I don't know how I survived it so many fucking years. I don't want to get any of my doctors in trouble either, any of my GPs or anything, because it's not their fault. I manipulated the system where I was going to one doctor for my Oxycontin, not talking about my mental health, and I was going to another doctor for my mental health. You know what I mean? So I was getting, and that's the problem with this pharmaceutical system. You can fucking manipulate it if you need to. That's what I was doing. Bad. And then when I brought it all together, after all those tablets, 155 kilos. Want to see a photo?
Yeah, I do, because I could not imagine you as 150 kilos.
Get ready for this. I was actually bigger. I was 100. And yeah, I was absolutely out of fucking control. And taking all these tablets, I was a walking, talking heart attack. Here we go. That's me right there.
No.
Yes, sir. I'll show you another one. The tattoos don't lie. You ready? This is the one I show everyone because that one's like fucking real fucking hefty there. This one will make it pretty fucking. There you go. That's your boy Irish right there. Tattoos don't lie, bro.
Holy shit, man. You were big.
I was big. 155 kilos. Fat piece of shit.
Just from taking all that, they fucked up your hormones and you'd eat.
Everything.
Yeah.
I had no testosterone. Couldn't get a hard on. Could barely see me fucking dick. You know what I mean? Like, it was terrible. Terrible way to live. And that there is the pharmaceutical side. I literally was that weight, that way, and I was fucked up. And I walked into Kingswood Compounding Pharmacy with my handful of scripts ready to go again. Adam walked over to me, literally sat down. I was bummed. I was just sitting there bummed. Almost like I was hating life for some fucking reason. I was just feeling bad. I think I was quite suicidal, to be honest. And he sat down. He goes, "You all right?" I said, "No, I just don't feel right." Put his arm around me. He goes, "You all right, bro? What's going on?" "I mean, I'm just fucking sick of this Groundhog Day loopy shit." He goes, I was glad you came in. He goes, "I wanted to show you something." He goes, "Come look at this." Talk around the back. He goes, "Cannabis just became legal, bro." He goes, "I reckon you'd be a fucking perfect candidate." "What, really?" He goes, "Mate, the policy comes out in like 3 weeks." He goes, "Let me help you. Take you to state health. I'll take you to, TGA. I'll make sure you get it." He goes, "I'll find you the doctor. I'll make sure." I said, "Bro, yeah, let's fucking try it. Why not?" Found with the doctor, bro. I mean, I had suspect, don't fucking, the boys still fucking curse on me all the time. They're like, "Irish, you got rid of so much stuff." I had probably about $20,000 worth of Oxys, Valium and Xanax. I just tipped it on the table and I said, "I'm done. I'm quitting cold turkey." I'd already cut down the Oxycontin. I'd already cut down the Xanax a little bit. And I was taking a fucking fuckload more Valium. And I said to her, "I'm quitting. I want to start weed." She says, "If you quit, you're going to die." I die. I said, "I'm already dead." Got it. Bro, I had to go through so many things. I had to speak to State Health, Minister Daniel Batty. I had to speak to fucking this company down in Melbourne. They wanted to check that I asked them about allergies on cannabis. It was a nightmare. Went through all this protocol, all these fucking issues, got knocked back fucking 7 times and finally got it through. They never had a flower. They had oils. The first legal medicinal cannabis patient in that country, his name is Dylan, 15-year-old epileptic child. I'm not that child, right? He's the first patient ever, but he wasn't on flower. He was on oil and all other stuff. When we finally got that flower, bro, I smoked it. I swear to you, I smoked it the first time I smoked it. I didn't need tablets. I don't care what anyone says. Do not do what I did. Because everyone's seen to getting off by benzodiazepam and all that stuff will kill you immediately. Bro, I kicked it. Everyone knows I kicked it. I still take Valium every now and again. Like, I took half a Valium last night, thinking about this podcast. Couldn't sleep. And my PTSD was kicking in. I'm, dealing with a few things. But yeah, I literally kicked it and I stopped and I said, "I'm fucking done. And if I die, I die." I just dove so hard into cannabis, bro. I was smoking like a fucking chimney. Before I knew it, the benzodiazepine effect was wearing off. I know when you quit it, it's like static. It's like white noise, staticky, and you feel off. You feel like you're going to pass out. You feel jittery. You feel fucked. And I started feeling it subside. The more I smoked, the more weed I smoked, the more it subsided. The more oil I took, the more it subsided. I thought, fuck this. I think I might be a chance to get through this without dying. I just kept going and going and going. Cut everything down. Cut everything down before I started. And then that Valium, cutting that down, bro, holy fuck. To go from a packet of Valium a day, 50 megs, to fucking, no, more than 50 megs, 5 milligrams, that's 50 tablets, 250 megs a day. That's when I quit all the tablets and went down to the Valium. I was pumping that. Then I got down to now half a Valium last night. half a Valium last night from where I came from.
How'd you not like OD or anything taking that much stuff?
I don't know. I think the size of me, you see the size of me. Yeah. So I was like a fucking rhinoceros. You know what I mean? That mixed in with the dark side and the trauma, bro. Like, I hate to break it to the world, but there is nothing you can do to scare me. Like, the things that flash when I blink my eyes, the things I see when I blink my eyes, nothing's more scary than that. You know what I mean? So to know that no matter what happens, you know what I mean? Like, I think my pure dark side, my anxiety, again, I think my anxiety helped me. I was so anxious to die that I wasn't going to let myself die. Make sense?
Yeah. Man, this has been an amazing conversation.
How long has it gone for?
Nearly 2 hours.
Bro, is this the longest one so far? Up there?
In person, yes.
There you go. Hey, we do have, if you are still tuning in, make sure you know this, the 1%ers, right? There's only about 1% still tuning in right now. They're the fucking legends. Make sure you hit me up and I'll give you the giveaway.
Yeah, this has been deep. This has turned out a lot better than I expected. As I said, I had no idea. And to be honest, I had this perspective like it's just some stoner fucking spitting off some random shit here.
No.
But your viewpoint on life, your philosophy, everything that you've gone through, that's why I trust my gut to be like, yeah, I'm curious. I want to talk to you because it's been amazing, bro. And I appreciate you coming on here with an open mind, being vulnerable, opening up, sharing your story, because within that, a big thing I say is people are scared to be vulnerable because it's an emotional risk, right? You don't know how the other person is going to take it.
Of course.
But through being vulnerable, by taking that emotional risk, that's where authentic connection is created. And I've been saying this, I feel connected to every guest that comes in here because they are open, they are vulnerable, which then allows me to feel more comfortable to open up and be vulnerable. And so as listeners, and it just creates that ripple effect. So thank you, bro. And yeah, I feel very much so connected.
You feel very connected. Look, bro, you're an actual gentleman and a scholar, and I appreciate having you in. I'm glad that we're fucking neighborinos, right? And like, we could do a 10-part series on my life, and I would never ever fucking hijack your content that much. But I'll be talking about some stuff. I'd love to have you over on my channel. Sure. Please, everyone, if you're here following me, if you're a fan of me, you're part of my community, please go show the brother some love. And if you're here for his community and you want to show me some love, that's free. Come over and feel free to show me some love too. I'm always there for my community. I do send, I can't read or write text properly, but that's why I send voice messages.
But that feels like from a more authentic place, and you feel more connected to someone when they send you a voice message.
Yeah, everyone knows, all my people know I send voice messages to all my fans. I don't really look at the numbers, but I've got about 4,000 odd people on Instagram, and I had a big account, 20,000 got shut down. I used to DM every single one of them. Crazy Bone followed me. Like, I had all famous people follow me. I used to DM and say, "It's your boy Irish," and I just want to bring that little bit of spirit. Like, I know we've sombered down here, and people are going to see a very, very low energy Irish here, because we're talking about a different subject. I'm not stoned. I'm not, you know what I mean? I am medicated, but not too medicated. But yeah, no, I just thank you very much. I can't be. I'm forever grateful. I'm grateful for the journey. I'm grateful to have this mental health. I'm grateful to be able to people want to call me a pussy, so be it. I'm happy to be a pussy on a podcast, and it's important. I've got a mission. I'm on a mission from God, and I've got a fucking friends, family, and army behind me, and we're off to Joe Rogan, bro. And I hope you can come with me one day.
Sure, man. We have a closing tradition on the podcast where the previous guest leaves a question for the next guest without knowing who it is. So the question for you is, what was the single worst thing that you went through, and at the time it felt like it was the worst, but now looking back, it was actually the best thing that you've ever gone through?
That's a great fucking question. The worst thing I ever went through, but I'm grateful for it now, that I thought was the worst.
Yeah, so at the time you're like, oh fuck this, my life, what does it come to? But now looking back, it's like, shit, that was actually the best thing that happened.
It was... It was one moment. Far out, this is a bit weird actually. All right, so I was in America last year, and I was involved in the cannabis industry. CBD headquarters over in New Jersey. I dropped a few products for Mitch Ostermenis and a few other people, and the cannabis industry's fucked. And I went to America planning on going for 4 weeks. And up there for 8. I was in by myself. I went over there. Obviously, I had Andrew Pizzicalis from Hayes Radio. Shout out Hayes Radio if you want to see me on TV. I love doing them plugs. I was over there by myself. I was fucking lonely as shit. And I was suffering at the back end of that. I was so homesick and I was so lonely and I was so by myself. I was on the East Coast, right? They say it's rest on the West and, work on the East. You know what I mean? It's on New York side, they're fucking hustle and bustle. I was down in New Jersey and the business with Mike Cozy at CBD headquarters it just wasn't working. There was too much going on. He had too much going on. I was fucking too out of it. And I stayed at a hotel there and I was fucking suicidal, right? I'll be honest. I was going to kill myself. I was having a real bad time. I was just that lonely. I just wanted to go home and things weren't working out. I'd done my job. I'd achieved everything I wanted to achieve, but I was just pissed off and just over it. Fell asleep. There was all weddings on, so there was a lot of noise in the hotel. Pissing me off. So tired, so much anxiety. I'm depressed. They're going to find me hanging from a fucking rope in this fucking joint. Next minute, in the room right next to me, I hear a girl screaming. Just fallen asleep, maybe 10 minutes. I heard a girl screaming. Like, you're going to kill me, you're going to kill me. I'm piss bolting out of my hotel. A typical Aussie, right? I'm in a PTSD fucking semi-comatose sleep here, right? So you don't want to be, I'm not saying I'm tough. I'm not a gangster, I'm not a fighter, but when I'm in that mode, you probably don't want to be in front of me. I come running out of my thing that some woman's been attacked and there's this guy standing there and I just, hey, helps you without thinking, right? Just smacked him, cracked him straight in the fucking head. Didn't give a fuck. He dropped to the floor and then I've just gone and I've shoved the door open. I just stand there with a gun straight into my fucking head. Just gone, oh fuck, I'm going to die. And in that moment, I took a step back. I remember just stepping back. It wasn't even me, it was like my soul. I took a step back and I walked like this and I just reverse Nike. You know what I mean? Like all my courage is gone at this point. And I went back in that room and I sat there and I'm like, I'm not going to kill myself because I just nearly got killed. And I woke up the next day and Michael Obeda from Brianna's Law, the studio I set up in in Brooklyn I was telling you about, he called me and he's like, brother, I'm coming to get you. They came and got me. They took me for a feed. I sat in there. We set up the studio and then I found out that his daughter died from the police not knowing CPR. And that's how he brought in Brianna's Law. And they lost their daughter because of a very dirty copper over in America who basically arrested the mum because the daughter was having an asthma attack and she died in the back of the car. So the best thing that came out of that was I got to meet Michael and his family and realised that I went, in a 24-hour period, I went from suicide to fighting for him and his family and his daughter to get justice. And that there is how I ended my trip in America. And it was the most, and hence why I came back. And I came back, I told everyone I'm out of the cannabis industry. I'm not involved anymore. I don't want nothing to do with it. I got a mission from God now. That's it. That was the turning point of my life.
You said you have a mission of God.
I've got a contract with God. And if no one knows what that means, figure it out. I answer to nobody but God. Me and God, my relationship is stronger than ever. I answer to him, I pray to him, I talk to him. Everything I do, he's allowing me to do. If I do it wrong, he's going to pull me up and he's going to kill me. He's going to end my life. He's going to cause tragedy. He's going to do something bad. So whenever your boy Irish is breathing and operating, it means I'm doing the right thing because God's allowing me to do it.
Irish, thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
Such a, as I said, amazing conversation, which I didn't know how I was going to go, but it turned out So good, bro. So thank you for, as I say, coming on here.
You're welcome. Do you want me to go with my intro? You ready, people? You want a bit of intro to go out?
Go for it.
Because you know what? I'm medicated and dedicated. And it's your boy Irish, a.k.a. Medicated TV, a.k.a. the loner, stoner, with a boner, higher than a kangaroo's skip, more baked than a koala's shit on rhinoceros' edibles. We're here at the Better Project, crushing the stigma. Thank you very much for having me. I love you, my brother. Love to everyone here. Make sure, listen, if you're still the 1% here, drop a comment, go show the homie some love. And make sure you go tell someone you fucking love them, because when you finish watching this podcast, they might not be here. Tomorrow is a new day. Go get it. Attack it. You will be a star now in this life or the next.
Guys, I've teamed up with Ty Leonards from Better Today. We had an amazing conversation and connection through our podcast. And we thought, you know what? Let's take it further. Let's deepen this connection. And Ty's actually put together this journal. It's a 6-week journal. He's worked with psychologists, nutritionists, put together which I would call a mental fitness journal. It encapsulates everything that we speak about here at the Better Project when it comes to mind, body, spirit. And I thought, you know what? We're so aligned here. Let's team up. These journals honestly take the stress out of accessing mental health education. And they give you a chance to learn what simple daily decisions can be impacting our mental health and how you can take the action to improve your mental fitness day in and day out. If you're interested, click the link in the description and use the discount code BETTER, that's BETAR, to receive 15% off.